The rise of Islam in France is a multifaceted phenomenon shaped by historical, social, and cultural factors that span centuries. France, with its colonial past, immigration policies, and secular tradition, has become home to one of the largest Muslim populations in Europe. This topic encompasses the history of Islam in France, the dynamics of its growth, the challenges of integration, and the socio-political implications of its presence in a secular and diverse society. Welcome to the informative channel, and today we will discuss the topic: the rise of Islam in France. Islam's presence in France can be traced back to the early Middle Ages. The first significant encounter occurred during the 8th century when Muslim armies from North Africa crossed into Spain and advanced into southern France. The Battle of Tours in 732 marked a turning point, halting the northward expansion of Muslim forces. This early interaction, though brief and primarily military, established a historical connection between Islam and France. Centuries later, during the colonial era, France's interactions with predominantly Muslim regions intensified. The colonization of North African countries, such as Algeria, Morocco, and Tunisia, played a significant role in the introduction of Islam into French consciousness. Algeria, in particular, became a focal point due to its status as a French department rather than a colony. This distinction led to a deeper entanglement of cultural, economic, and social ties between France and its Muslim subjects. Many Algerians, alongside Moroccans and Tunisians, migrated to France during the colonial period, often as laborers, further embedding Islam within French society. The post-World War II era saw a significant surge in Muslim migration to France. The demand for labor to rebuild the war-ravaged economy prompted the French government to encourage immigration, particularly from its former colonies in North and West Africa. This migration wave established a sizable and diverse Muslim population in France. The communities formed during this time were often concentrated in urban areas, particularly in suburban housing projects known as banlieues, which later became synonymous with socio-economic challenges and marginalization. The growth of the Muslim population in France has been influenced by natural increase and ongoing immigration. French Muslims today represent a diverse demographic, with roots in various regions, including North Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. This diversity has contributed to the richness of Islamic practices and traditions in France, creating a multifaceted Muslim identity within the country. However, it has also posed challenges for integration and cohesion, as cultural and religious differences sometimes clash with French secularism. Secularism, or laïcité, is a defining principle of the French Republic. Enshrined in law, it mandates the separation of religion and state, ensuring that religion remains a private matter. While this principle aims to promote equality and neutrality, it has often led to tensions with Muslim communities. Policies such as the ban on conspicuous religious symbols in public schools and the prohibition of full-face veils in public spaces have been perceived by some as targeting Muslims disproportionately. These measures have sparked debates on religious freedom, identity, and the role of Islam in a secular society. The rise of Islam in France has not been without challenges. Muslim communities often face issues related to discrimination, unemployment, and social exclusion. The banlieues, where many Muslims reside, are frequently associated with poverty, crime, and lack of opportunity. These socio-economic disparities have contributed to a sense of alienation among some Muslims, particularly the youth. The feeling of marginalization can sometimes lead to radicalization, as extremist groups exploit grievances to recruit individuals. High-profile terrorist attacks in France, carried out by individuals claiming to act in the name of Islam, have further strained relations between Muslim communities and the wider society. Despite these challenges, Islam in France has made significant cultural, social, and economic contributions. Muslim communities have enriched French society with the culinary, artistic, and intellectual traditions. Mosques and Islamic cultural centers across the country serve not only as places of worship but also as hubs for education, dialogue, and community building. French Muslims have also become increasingly active in politics, academia, and business, challenging stereotypes and advocating for greater representation and understanding. Interfaith dialogue has emerged as a crucial aspect of fostering coexistence in France. initiatives that promote understanding between Muslims, Christians, Jews, and people of other faiths aim to bridge divides and address misconceptions. Such efforts underscore the shared values and aspirations of diverse communities, emphasizing unity in diversity. Educational programs and public campaigns have also been implemented to combat Islamophobia and promote a more inclusive society. The rise of Islam in France has also been influenced by global trends and geopolitics. Events such as the Arab Spring, conflicts in the Middle East, and the refugee crisis have had ripple effects on Muslim communities in France. These events often shape public perceptions of Islam and influence government policies on immigration and national security. The intersection of local and global dynamics highlights the complexity of addressing the challenges and opportunities posed by Islam's growing presence in France. The younger generation of French Muslims plays a pivotal role in shaping the future of Islam in France. Many young Muslims navigate multiple identities, blending their religious and cultural heritage with their French citizenship. They challenge traditional norms and stereotypes, advocating for a more inclusive and nuanced understanding of what it means to be both Muslim and French. Their voices are increasingly heard in media, art, and activism, contributing to a broader narrative of diversity and integration. The rise of Islam in France is not merely a demographic trend but a dynamic and evolving reality that reflects broader societal changes. It calls for a nuanced approach that acknowledges the contributions of Muslims while addressing the challenges of integration and cohesion. Policymakers, community leaders, and citizens must work together to create a society that values diversity and upholds the principles of equality and secularism. This endeavor requires open dialogue, mutual respect, and a commitment to addressing the root causes of division and exclusion. In conclusion, the rise of Islam in France is a testament to the country's complex history and its ongoing journey toward pluralism. It highlights the interplay between religion, culture, and identity in shaping a modern and inclusive society. While challenges remain, the resilience and creativity of French Muslims, along with the efforts of broader society, offer hope for a future where diversity is celebrated and unity is strengthened. This topic invites continued exploration and reflection, as it touches upon fundamental questions of belonging, coexistence, and the meaning of being French in an increasingly interconnected world. Thanks for watching the video.